This one's from BeetleBob68. Would you ever do stand-up comedy? Provided I had my own original material, yes, I would do stand-up comedy. Though I prefer to gear more towards acting and singing on stage. Like, I like the both of them, but it's not often that I like both of them to come together. I'm not the biggest fan of musicals. Some musicals I really like. Some of them are really good. Some of them I just want no part of. Stand-up comedy, if I was clever enough to write my own material, I'd be enthusiastic about it. I would do it. This was from Whipped1000. What was the hardest YTP you ever reenacted? That would be My Little Porno, Friendship with Benefits, because how long it is, and for me, how tedious it was, because it's just so long, and there's just a lot going on in there. But at least it was smoother paced and not as fast-paced and unpredictable as some of those 2-minute poops, or even the ones that Spore.cam does. You know, the really intense effects poops, which I only did one of because they're just so hard to memorize and they're so fast-moving. This one's from GTA 4 Cat. Did you know that you inspired me to start reenacting? I did not know that, and I wish you all the best of luck in the world. Takes a lot of work, though, because you got to have the physicality, you got to have the facial expressions, you got to have the voice, you got to have the motions, you got to have the spirit for it, because it's a form of acting, more or less. As ludicrous as it is, acting out YTPs, it's still a form of performing. So I wish you the best of luck, and I hope, and whatever improvements you need to make, I hope you can make them swiftly and easily. I don't mean that disrespectfully. Let's see here. This one is from Crazy For Krystal. Do you enjoy any YouTube poops that don't involve sentence mixing jokes, such as YTPMVs, but to a greater extent, poops that focus more on distortion, effects, or completely raping the source material? Yeah, I enjoy some raping material. I enjoy distortion and effects. I enjoy the effects themselves. Like I said, I am subscribed to Spore.cam, and I do enjoy his work, more or less. Most of them are really good, I think. Some of the ones he does, I don't really react to as much as other people do, but I do enjoy those kind of poops because they're unpredictable. You know, you don't know what's going to happen. You know, he throws in little references there, like in his Steve goes to Lowe's to play Blue's Clues. Out of nowhere, you just hear weenie weenie Lowe's. Just Lowe's comes out of nowhere. It's like, what the fuck? And then in his Mario CDI remix, you just see a Wendy's restaurant, and after Luigi says Wendy's, and the image is flipping back and forth just to be silly. I like little bits like that. Those are a lot of fun. And I'm not a big fan of YTPMVs. I just don't laugh at them as much. Some of them make me laugh, but not a lot of them do. It's just not my taste. This one's from Potato Shits. Do you desire to take your reenactments further, like green screening yourself into the YouTube poop? I haven't really thought of that. I've just been using that same camera right there for the longest time. I've just been running with that, really. It's just all one take, no special effects or nothing, just using my body. But in the future, if I do become something bigger, I don't see why I can't use a green screen effect. I don't see why I can't use more of those special effects to more or less emulate the effects that you see in the video, except I'm in the effect. I don't mind doing that, but for now it's just me and the camera. This one's from Freeze Us Arctica. Do you do any acting aside from YouTube, or do you have previous acting experience? Well, yes, I do. I used to do a lot of acting in elementary school, and I did a couple shows in the last couple years of high school, and I did a couple more shows some years after that at a local theater in my area. But then I got the inspiration to do this, and I've just been running with it ever since. And this is one good way for me to expose myself. So, because you can just log on to YouTube and you can see my pretty face. Let's see. This one. These next three questions are again from Master Sprinter Sand 1. This one's kind of funny, but it's elaborate. I got an elaborate answer for this one. What do you think about today's women? Do you think that most of them seem like they're no good and slutty nowadays? They say us guys are the sex-crazed ones, when in reality they seem to be the sex-crazed ones who are running around and spreading their legs to anything that walks or breathes. If you don't want to answer this, that's fine. I'm just depressed thinking that I'm never going to find a decent woman because most of them seem to be whores or lesbians or both at the same time. I'll elaborate on this, Master. I completely know. I know exactly how you feel. You're trying to meet somebody wonderful. You have the room and the space and the time to bring someone wonderful in your life to love and care about, but you just can't find them. I'm the same way right now. I've been single for a year, and I dated online for a year, and nothing ever happened. I met girls, I had dates, I dated girls who I wanted to see more than once for hopefully something long term, and they won't have it. I don't know what possesses them to think to not be interested in me, but that's just what happened. You know, they moved on to something else, and I haven't spoken to them since. And then there are other girls who take interest in me, and I'm not interested in them. You know, so it's really hard for it to meet both ways. I was in this relationship for 10 months with probably the most beautiful girl I've ever been with. She'll stay anonymous. And it was the best relationship I ever had. She was just working the register at a grocery store, and it was a stroke of luck that not only did she say yes when I asked her out, but she turned out to be virtually everything I could ask for in a person, in another girl. So I loved her to the end of the earth. There was nothing I wouldn't do for her. 10 months into the relationship, she drops the ball and says she doesn't love me anymore. And my phone goes off. I'll answer that later. So I was pretty devastated about it, and I was dating online for a year and just couldn't get anything to happen, and finally I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to let it go. The right person is going to walk into my life when I don't see it coming, and it's going to come at the right time. It may be 5 days, it may be 10 days, it may be 10 years. Maybe 10 years before I have sex again. But hey, I do have the handy jacket switch. Nasty! So I know how you feel, dude. I know how you feel wanting to meet someone, it just doesn't happen. Because then it makes you feel unwanted, unloved. You know, it makes you feel unworthy of people. I know what that's like, dude, it eats toilet sandwiches with semen ketchup and sucks big bulky cock. Or both. I know it does. It hurts. It sucks. But like I said, the right person comes at the right time, when you're not looking, and when you least expect it. I'm always thinking about it because it's something I really desire, but I'm not looking anymore. I'm just thinking about it, hoping that it will happen, and not forcing anything. Good luck to you, and I hope that you do find someone, because it's important to feel loved. It's really important to feel loved. So I'm there for you. Okay, Master, then you asked, what do you think about My Little Pony Friendship is Magic? I've seen a couple clips on YouTube. Some of them are actually pretty silly, pretty funny. I enjoyed them a little bit, but I don't really watch the show because I don't want to be classified as a brony. So I'd rather just stay away from that altogether. If you watch it and you get a kick out of it, that's fine. I'll leave it at that, but don't try to put it on me. You just have your fun and let it be at that. What do you think about Southern Brew style sweet tea? You know something? I never had that. I've never had a Southern Brew style sweet tea. I'll have to try it sometime and see what I think of it. Okay, these two questions are from Super Spyro 3000. Which of these 4 sources do you like most? Michael Rosen, Billy Mays, Ponies, or whose line is it? Billy Mays, easily. Ponies I'm not a big fan of. Michael Rosen, is okay every now and again. If there were more random effects with Michael Rosen than just plain sentence mixing, I think I'd be more in favor of it. Billy Mays is the one that cracks me up the most, without question. And any thoughts on reenacting I'm a Person style poops in the near future? You know, I don't know who I'm a Person is or what kind of style that is. I'll have to do some research on it. I'll have to look it up and see what it's like. This one is from Thomas You're the Leader 1. Hey Rad, have you ever had any second thoughts about doing what you do? Yeah, like I said before, I had a second thought when I first uploaded Billy Mays is watching her mom in the shower, and I thought, oh shit, I thought I just made an idiot of myself. What am I going to do now? But that's okay. Because it worked out anyway, and everybody thought it was friggin' hilarious. So I don't have second thoughts about it anymore. This one is from Webster Jake. What do you know about Ray Finkel? Well, I know that he was the kicker for the Miami Dolphins. Missed that one kick that cost the Miami Dolphins the game by 1 point. The laces were in. but he did get himself a 1984 Dolphins AFC Championship ring. I haven't watched Ace Ventura: Pet Detective in a long time. That's a funny movie. I'm sure you were really rooting for me to get that reference, and guess what? I did. This one is from Weasel. How do you decide what YTP to perform? Depends on the popularity, the jokes, the pace, the speed of the YTP. A lot factors into it. I like to do ones that are funny, but I also like to do ones that have a few views on it because I could probably get the view count up on my part and more people will see me. There's a lot that factors into it. This one is from the Polar Top. If a special child wears a horn, does that make him a unitard? I have no opinion on that. If you want to call it a unitard, that's fine. But I wouldn't be so active about using the term tard since it's such a derogatory term in this society now. Poor kids that have Down syndrome and that do have mental retardation. As people say, "Oh, that's retarded," and I'm like, "Really, asshole? Really?" You know? Or they say, "That's gay." I'm like, "What?" I think it's a maturity issue. But does it make him a unitard, in all honesty? I'll leave that up to you. You decide what you will. I have no opinion on it. This one's from Long Gun Cater. Do you speak any foreign languages? And would you ever try to reenact any foreign language poops? I took Spanish for a couple years in high school, but I remember very little of it. I still identify Spanish, but I'm not fluent in it. I'm not very good at it. Foreign language poops? That would be really difficult considering I don't fluently speak another language. But if it becomes something so huge and big that and even funny with the foreign language itself, I would definitely have to consider it. It would be a lot of work, but I'd really have to look into it and have to want to do it. Let's see. This one is from XOX159-2009. In cheeseburger language, why you no make YTP? Well, I no make YTP because I no have Adobe or Sony Vegas. And even if I did, it would take some time for me to learn the effects and how the program works. Because video editing programs, software programs, they're pretty elaborate. There's almost nothing you can't do with them. So I probably have to take some classes for that to understand how those programs work. Plus, I like making you guys laugh at my stupid, silly faces and voice anyway. And I love all the remixes that you guys do of me. I love that you guys make YTPs of me. That's phenomenal. I love that stuff. I love being a source. Let's see here. Another one from Snow Vish Fish VBAT. BVAT, excuse me. Are you a smeghead? A nice way of saying, am I a shithead? If you want me to. If you think I am. If you think I'm a smeghead, leave it at that. I'm not insulted. I'm not offended. Here are 4 questions from Good for Games Guy. If Billy Mays was still alive today and you could have him promote one YouTube poop, fake Billy Mays product, which one would it be? Probably the Big City Toilet. Because that video is really consistent. Doesn't have a lot of special effects. And I'm sure, and I don't know how Billy would feel about it, but from what I heard from CS188, is apparently Billy had seen some of those remixes that Mark3611 did, and that he didn't really like his videos being taken out of context like that. I don't know if it's true or not, but I would like to get Billy Mays to promote Big City Toilet if he was still alive today. Just for kicks. He could even appear on Saturday Night Live and promote the Big City Toilet. And I get a kick out of that. I'd love it.